Rightio, and welcome. I hope that you're going to enjoy tonight. It's a live web class, and I'm going to explain to you how to use the formula for riches to get at least 3,650% growth on your investment within a year, simply by applying the formula for riches. So, what I want you to do is, if you're on, just give me a thumbs up and perhaps tell me where you're from and maybe why did you join? What do you want to get from tonight? The reason I'm doing this is simply because of this COVID story. I think there's going to be a lot more problems than what people maybe expected in terms of the economies around the world, not only in South Africa. I'm from South Africa. And for that reason, I think we need to make sure that we know how to grow our money. And then, secondly, also to make sure that we know um, how to generate additional streams of income. I think that is going to be a crucial. Hello, Neta, and hello, Lara and Rian, and thank you that you're with us and that you're on board, and Rudy. Um, so I see a lot of my old students, and so far I'm only seeing four, so that is perfect. Yanni, thank you for joining. Hello, Lilo. Lilo and Neta and Lara, will you please try to handle? There's going to be a question and answer session right at the end. So when I start, I'm going to focus more on the presentation. But if you can help me with if there's any questions and so forth. Right, so Jennifer, welcome. Sigmund, lucky to see you here as well. Hello, Bram. Great for you to be here. And Selwyn, Mariana from Bloemfontein. I wonder if it's as cold in Bloemfontein as it is in Pretoria. Pretoria, I'm getting cold. I'm sitting here with the jacket. So, right. So I think that is more or less, and then I think that we can start. So I'm going to start. One thing that I can ask you, if you're new to this, then please subscribe to this channel. We are going to share with you wealth creation tips and tricks. My passion is to teach people how to become wealth creators, and a wealth creator is a person that knows how to create, to preserve, and to enjoy their wealth as well as to grow. Right, so that is a function, and that is a skill, and anyone can learn that skill. So, irrespective of what business you've got, or what occupation you've got, or what profession you've got, on top of that, you need to become a wealth creator, and that's going to give you to be able to create that wealth. And wealth, the way that we understand it is not 100% correct. Wealth is actually, if you look at the root word of wealth, it means well-being. And that is what our aim is, to have well-being in this, basically in 7 areas of wealth. Now, tonight we're going to focus more on the financial side. And I think it's the financial side has got a snowball effect on all other areas, because if you are battling and you do not have enough income, or you worry where your next paycheck is coming from, or you work 10 to 12 hours per day, then of course you're going to find that it's very, very difficult to pay attention to the other things. So to a certain extent, I teach my students and I say to them, our job is to become financially free, to be able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, where you want to do it, without worrying about money. So please subscribe if you're new, if you listen to the rebroadcast, participate as if you're in the live chat. I'll come back to this. Plus, I'm getting a notification from YouTube telling me that you were there. Maybe I'll just give you I'm going to give a lot of goodies for free tonight. So participate so that you make sure that you're going to get it. And then Benita from Cape Town. Welcome, Benita. I'm lucky to have you on board as well. So I think let's start. So I'm going to take that off, and then I need to get to my PowerPoint presentation. In order to do that, I have to do this, and then I think that we're there. I've done the system check. I can see that you can all hear me. I like the thumbs up and the hearts and stuff like that, so that is brilliant. There's a free book, The Formula for Riches, that I want to give to you tonight. So the question that I'd like to ask you, can I give you the Formula for Riches ebook for free? that has made me literally millions, right? So just put a 1 in the comment box. And also, if you listen to the replay or afterwards, please just put the 1 in the comment box. I'll come back to you and I'll make sure that I'm going to get it. Right, Rudy says he's here to buy another rock. Rudy bought a rock during one of the presentation. I think it was something like 9,500 Rand at that point in time, a couple of years ago. And since then, he's been following me and he's doing exceptionally well. So I hope that that you keep on doing that. And then I see a lot of ones coming through. I really appreciate that. So can I also show you how to get at least a 3,650% growth in the first year by applying the formula for riches and the Groove Funnel app? If you want that, just give me a 2 in the comment box. Maniala, lucky to see you. Daryl, George, Martin, all of them once. Rudy as well as one. So if I could show you how to do this tonight, and before the end of this presentation, we'll be able to see it. Rian, you're the first person to give me the 2. And then also, if you do not have the Groove Funnels app, just put in a 3. So if you haven't got that, then put a 3. I'll make sure that you're going to get it. Thank you, Salvain and Jennifer and Sigmund and Daryl. And okay, right. So that's great. The format basically that we're going to follow tonight will be more or less as follows. The first thing that you know, I'm not sure if you know, but there's a lot of stuff that each and every time that I do presentations, there's a lot of free stuff that I'm giving away. And thank you for all the 3s that I'm getting. So Bram hasn't got it. Charles, I'll make sure that you're going to get it before the end of this evening, or at least know where to find it. Right. Now, the problem with free stuff is we are conditioned to associate that free hasn't got value. Okay, that we think if something is for free, it cannot be of value, right? And I want us tonight, at least just for tonight, to change your mindset. Because although I'm giving you this, I'm selling this book, but it's not for much. I think I'm selling it for in the vicinity of 360, 390 Rand for this. And most of the time, I'm giving the ebooks away for free, especially during a presentation. And for that reason, very few people are actually going to read this book. But I want to show you what is the value of free if you apply that I'm going to give you, right? On condition, unless you apply it, nothing is going to happen. Daryl, lucky to see you as well. The book has incredible value, far more than what the price is. That's what I'm going to do tonight, right? And then I'm going to explain the formula for riches in normal language. So I'm going to take the formula, break it down so that we can see how simple it is. It's not complicated. We try to make things complicated. By the way, I had to make this thing complicated when I did my PhD, because simple for PhD, you won't get the PhD unless it becomes so complicated that they almost can't understand it. Then you get a PhD. But I'm going to make it simple, and then I'm going to make it even more simple than that. And then I'm going to take a case study I gave myself a challenge in terms of one of my students to help him to grow his little business that he started from startup to income with at least 1,000%. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that with the deuce, and maybe you can follow us, because I believe that there's going to be a lot of value. And then I'm going to, because now that we understand how the formula works, we're going to be able to show you that it is possible very, very quickly to get 3,650%. And then you'll also see what the student has done, and then the growth, because there's actually 3 kinds of growth. There's infinite growth, where it's from 0 to 1. That is that big bang story. And then once you've got the 1, now the second phase starts, and that is to get that explosive growth within the first year, where you get 100,000% and 200,000 and 1,000,000% growth. And most people don't get it because they believe what the MBAs and the CAs and those people and the financial advisors and the CFPs are telling them, which is, as far as I'm concerned, a lot of nonsense. Right. And then And then, of course, you get into compounded growth. But the longer the term is going to be, the more difficult it's going to be for you to grow that money unless you up your skills and your competencies. Now, we're going to focus tonight and during this web class specifically in the startup and the first scaling phase. I'm not going to take it to the millions, but you literally start the business with, if you want to start $1 million business, and you start, that is the start of that $1 million business. That'll says 10 out of 10 for the formula. And then, Charles, I like that. Read the book over the lockdown, lots of value. And I hope, Charles, that tonight, and Charles, you've been with me a long, long time. I hope that I can add even more value. And then, just for fun, I'm going to show you in real life. Actually, I've started the businesses, but I want to give you indication so that you can see with the Groove Funnel tool how easy it actually is to start a business. It is like this, especially. I'm going to talk about affiliate marketing specifically because it's something new that I'm learning, and hopefully in the process I'll be able to help you. That more or less is going to be the format for tonight. Right, so let's get to the presentation and then let's tackle it from there onwards. So what is the value of this free ebook? I think it's going to depend 100% on you. If you treat it as free, it's going to be free, and I'm not sure that you're going to get any value. But if you treat it like it's $1 million, then it's going to be $1 million. So let me ask you a couple of questions. Some of you may know the answers to these questions, but I want to test your reaction. So if it's the first time ever that you listen to me and I come to you and I say to you, what's your reaction if I say that I will turn 79 cents here in South Africa and turn it into more than 10 million in less than 3 years by applying the formula for riches? Now, the majority of people in their lives, by far, 98% of all South Africans will not have 10 million when they retire. So I'm taking 79 cents, which is basically nothing, and I say that less than you'll be in the top 0.24% if you've got 10 million in cash. Right. What's your reaction? So in the comment box, you can perhaps just let me know what your reaction will be. Or what about if I say that I'll start a business with 34 rands and 83 cents, and then I'm going to buy a 1.3 million property in less than a year cash. And the reason why I'm taking on these challenges is because we've got all these belief systems, and the only way and the fastest way to break down a belief system is to take a group of people with you and show them what you're doing and put them in a position where they can do the same thing. Because then that belief system goes. Because the moment that you see that another normal person that don't know how to speak English and can't read and can't write and has got dyslexia and stuff, if a person like that failed his matric, and I'm talking about myself, I believe that if we can do it, then anyone can do it, right? So Rudy says, unbelievable, but I know that you've done it. Show me. That is what Bram says. And that's what we're going to do tonight, Bram. And it's right. Personally, I can give you a tip. If anyone tells you this and they say to you, give me your money so that I'll do it for you, then I think you should run. But the difference here is I'm not going to take your money. In other words, I'm going to teach you. This is my passion. My passion is to teach you how to become a wealth creator so that you can do it. But if anyone tells you that they'll be able to do it for you, I think that you should run. All right. So that's another thing. Let's carry on. What about this? I've picked up 2 cents. That was in 2017 during November. And as I picked it up, I said to my wife, check, watch this treasure. And she immediately said, oh, your next million. And then I thought, let me take a challenge and let me put it in cryptocurrencies, because cryptocurrencies, I think you will understand and know that is very, very high risk. But I wanted to show people how to apply this formula in the riskiest investments that you can get, like in cryptocurrencies, and still get 100% to your goal, irrespective of what the cryptocurrencies does, simply by applying this to the wealth creator strategy. And the wealth creator strategy is intelligent use of limited resources to go from where you are to where you want to be in the shortest possible time with the least amount of risk. So, and within a year, from 2 cents, literally 2 cents. Now, the rational mind can't imagine how that is possible. But this is what I want to show you tonight. How do you apply this And that is going to break everything that you believe in. In other words, if you believe that you must have money to make money, or that the higher the risk, the lower the growth, that is all nonsense that the educational system wants you to believe so that they can make money. Okay, so Daryl, I saw you sell the rocks at Shumbas, so I believe that when you say it, that's the best way to prove anything in life, is to show them the result. Jennifer, tell me more. Listening, I'm going to do it. Okay, lucky to have you, and I'll make sure that you're going to get it. And Rudy says only results matter. So let's continue. And by the way, only results matter. That is actually the slogan of the Wealth Creators University, where only results matter. Right. So what's the difference, and what is it that I'm busy doing? I'm sure that most of you did not pick it up. All of these are challenges that I'm taking, and I say by applying this and the strategy, that by putting these two together, I can pinpoint and say I'm going to invest 37 rands and 83 cents, or I'm going to invest 2 cents, or I'm going to invest 79 cents. And then I can predict with 100% certainty the outcome before I start. So the trick is, the moment that you've got a goal, you get into the goal, you internalize the goal, and that becomes your intent. And then from the intent, you start by applying a science because the science is when you do certain things in a certain way and you get a certain outcome, a specific outcome every single time, then you know that this is not luck. When I started, I was lucky a couple of times, and most of the times I wasn't lucky, for the simple fact that sometimes things work out, but what is that recipe? What is that? And that is where I started. From 84 to 87, I wanted to figure out what was the recipe. In 87, I got the formula. In 87, I formalized the recipe, the formula that you can use to get to whatever you want. And not only in finances. Tonight we talk money and investments and stuff like that. But you can use it in anything, in cryptocurrencies, in anything, right? So it's incredible. Rudy says my cryptocurrency investment, own funds, $1 total growth. Rudy understands it because he's a wealth creator and a method student. 576,497% growth on his cryptocurrencies portfolio. But it's because he understands the process. Right. If you don't get it, it is impossible. And therefore, if someone else tells you that they're going to do it for you, make sure that you run. So I think that is the difference. I'm telling people beforehand, this is what I'm going to do. And then I prove that I've done it. And sometimes I get auditors in, and sometimes I'm taking a lot of students with me in order to be able to prove this. So let's perhaps carry on. For those of you that do not know me, I think most of you know me tonight so far, but there's a lot of people that's going to listen to me afterwards to this. I'm not going to talk about me tonight. It's about you. If you want to check me up, go and Google me or go to Dr. Dreyer or Wealth Creators Method, and you'll find there a lot more. My passion, I remember when Tanya said to me in 2002, Hannes, go and teach that worked for us, so that other people do not make the same mistake that we've made. You pay a lot of money in terms of time and mistakes. Let's call it mistakes. It's never a mistake. It's a learning experience. But if you can avoid that because someone has gone through it and they can help you to not make that, you're just going to get to your end result a lot quicker. And this is my job because Tanya told me to actually do that in 2002. And I started doing that, and I absolutely love it. I never thought that I would love to teach, because my whole life I've been in the consulting and businesses and stuff like that. So my passion is to be a mentor. And a mentor is a person that actually has done it. He does not talk about this stuff. There's nothing that I'm teaching that I haven't done. And I've already looked at what's the best practices, and I formalize that in systems, and I'm teaching actually the systems. So, and that's why we're getting the kind of results that we're getting, and I like that thumb up that I'm getting there. And then Rudy says, surely possible. And how about the 67% IRR with a positive cash flow on your property investment? That's incredible. are only possible by applying the formula for riches and the strategy. And Johnny says would like to do it on us. Just follow, and by the end of tonight, Johnny, I can tell you that you'll be able to do it. And Rian shows Rudy that is great. Okay, so that is basically my passion. So let's continue. There's something else that I want to bring to you tonight. I don't know if you've picked it up, and maybe you can in the comment box let me know. Suddenly, Facebook is flooded with gurus, with experts, and with they all over the show, and they show you how to make money and how much money they've invested in Facebook and how great they are, and they sit there with their feet on the table, and over the last year. I'm not sure if you've picked it up, but where were they like 7 months ago and 5 years ago and 10 years ago and 14 years? You do not become an expert overnight. That thing, I've seen it when I started with property as an example in 2002. Suddenly there were a lot of people, they attended my courses, and suddenly they had no properties. Includes Bob, they had not a single property. And then 3 months later, I see an advertisement. This person is a guru. Okay, it's so easy. The internet is full of bullshitters, right? And don't fall for that. And that's maybe the reason why I'm doing this. And I'm telling you, go and have a look. Now, the only way to prove stuff is the following. And let me quickly perhaps go there and show you. The first time that I started with internet marketing was with the Property Pro. I started Property Pro in 2002, and already in 2003, I started doing marketing on the internet. In 2004, on the 12th of December, that this was actually in the beginning of December 2002, I started honestdreyer.co.za, where I started the mentoring to take 79 cents, take people through the process, how to turn it into 10 million. And that's what I've done. And I've run that whole program 100% already in 2004, 100% on the internet. There's something else that I'd like to pay your attention on, and perhaps let's quickly go there because I think I've missed this. Let me go back quickly. So this is what I've referred to, 2003. This is 2004, and this is what I want to pay your attention on at the moment. The majority of these gurus will come to you and say, listen, I've invested 100,000 in Facebook, and then they even show you. But what they don't show you is what they've made. In other words, with most of the cases, they buy their fame, so to speak. They spend more money than what they make. Of course, they tell you what they've made, but they never prove that to you. They never showed that to you. And there's something else. I've seen people, this idea, I'm writing a book, How to Make a Million. And then you buy it, and then I make the million, and then I say, okay, but this is how I've made the million. But you've never made a million. You've made a million because you're a good salesperson. Right. I hope that makes sense. So when I took on that first challenge, the 79 cents, two things that I've said. I'm not going to use any of my security or property, or I start with absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I will audit this whole process to make sure that the auditors will verify that I did not use anything except my skills and my resourcefulness. And then on top of that, I run a mentoring program at the same time to show people, because that's the best proof that I've got, is if you've got 100 or 200 people that goes through the process with you, they can verify, because you can't bullshit them for a year or 3 years or 5 years, because they see what you're doing, right? And they can go and duplicate that on condition that they do that. But you can't use this money in order to say, yeah, but I'm successful, right? And 99.9% of the internet marketers is using the money that they make from the sales and say this is the success. That's not the success, because they haven't got systems, right? This is what I'm trying to bring to you, is that be careful. In other words, I've separated the two, and I've said before I started that I will not include the mentoring. By the way, I've made more money with the mentoring and this is why I know how it works. And I made more money with the mentoring than I did in terms of the challenge. So I think it's really important that we get this and understand this, and do a little bit of homework before you just throw your money at the person. Now, of course, there are brilliant people out there. I'm not, if you go to Jeff Walker and Frank Kern and those people, they've paid their dues and they've paid the price, and go follow those people. Ryan Dyson, those people, they are brilliant. The problem is they're sitting in America and we're sitting in South Africa as an example, and it's different concepts. For me to sell a product, for example, 9,000 Rand, that in America, that's ridiculously low price. But in South Africa, we sit with a lot of issues and problems and money, and so you have to adjust. And when you get advice, one of the things that I think that you should do is go and have a look at where does this person operate. Of course, if he operates, we operate international as well, but make sure that you know at least and get the hang of it. Okay, so let me give you some feedback because it's easy to say something. These are independent auditors. This was way back, I think in 2000, and this was 2007 on 28th of February. And there they verified that we started with 79 cents. The company, it's cost me nothing. It cost the company in terms of initial investment 79 cents, right? And then we got through the 10 million in literally 2 years and about 3 months to do that. You can follow this, how to buy a 1.3 million property. That's on Facebook, where I posted this and the process. There were a couple of people. And the reason why I took on this challenge, I've took on more than 50 challenges, 57 to be more precisely, each and every time to prove something. But in property, people think that you must go to the bank, you must ask the bank for a loan, and that's going to keep you in the rat race. So I said, why don't you learn the skills, make the 1.3 million after tax, buy a property, cash 1.3 million, right? And do it within a year. You can do it in 10 months. You can do it on condition that you are prepared to learn the skills. And nowadays with the internet, it is so easy to do it that it's actually unreal, right? So that was that outcome. This was done in 2016. And in 2016, that little business, and this is the great thing about a business. So you buy the property, but then the business keeps on pumping money, right? So let me get there so that you can see, right? So the business keep on pumping the money. So by 2 years and 3 months later, we are already almost 12 million% growth. There's 3.9 million, of which 1.3 million is a property. And then I started taking on the next challenge, right? Now, check here. There's a financial auditors verifying that the initial investment for the company 34 rands 83, and that we've made a net profit of 1.3 million for the property. This property was a property development that I took on, cost me less than a rand. It's not bad, simply because we've got the skills by applying the wealth creator strategy and the formula for riches. And this is what I'm bringing to you, and that I want you to understand is that what you perceive to be free, my friend, is not free. I've put in thousands and thousands of hours to figure this out and to bring it to you in a book. And tonight I'm going to make it even easier for you to understand. But you still have to put in the time and figure out, but what is it? It's not, you're not going to read this book and think, okay, now I have to sit back and by the way, this book was a prescribed, the final year for the Johannesburg of the University of Johannesburg for 3 years in a row. This was the prescribed book and for the entrepreneurs final year students, and they had to prove that they could start a business, otherwise they could not pass for that year. So it is powerful stuff that I'm trying and that I'm bringing to you on condition that you're going to do something about it. So what does the formula look like? The formula basically looks like this, and it looks like a formula, and I had to make it complicated in order to get my PhD, but I'm going to explain it to you in ordinary language. So that first sign that looks almost like a dollar, that is the sign for intent. And I really want you to, right. Your intent is the most important part. What is intent? Your intent is actually your power goal. Those of you that's gone through the power goal process, the power goal method, Your intent equals your power goal. That's your desire. That is that thing within your heart that is calling you to become a better person than what you are. Right. So that is the purpose. That is the intent. And in other courses, I'm going deep into it, where and how I developed that symbol. Because when I did my PhD, as an example, there's no symbol for intent. In a formula, you need to have symbols. So unless you're going to have intent, why is that intent so important? To become successful, according to Earl Nightingale, his definition is a progressive realization of a worthy goal. A worthy goal equals your intent, equals your power goal. So it's a progressive working towards it. So how do you become successful? You need to get the right information in the right order for the level of the game, and then you have to do it. By doing it, you are progressing, right? And it's not only progressing positive, negative progression is sometimes worth more than positive progression, because this is where we're going to learn and get the competencies in order to get the skills so that we can get to our goal. But without that goal, without that intent, it's not going to happen. The second part of the formula is actually as important as the first part. Well, every part is important, but the second part, that equal sign, we can say that then becomes your belief systems. Now, as you can see, your belief system is almost like a pivotal point. So I can hope for something, and I can dream about something, and I can say I'm going to make $1 million. But if I do not believe that I'm going to make it, or that I'm not good enough, or that I can't learn, or that I'm stupid, or that I'm not, whatever reason you can find, or maybe I'm white or I'm black, or I'm too old or too young, I'm 63 and I'm learning like crazy. So if there's a belief system that's going to hamper you, that's going to stop you from focusing on that you need to focus on, your intent will never ever manifest. And this is why in the PowerGoal method, I'm spending the quantum awakening. That's that awakening to start this process. Right. It's crucial that you understand, why do we do the things. The mental story in wealth creation and in happiness and in success is 95% of it's internal, mentally, and belief systems. And we want the techniques and the strategies, and it's not going to work if your mentally and your attitude is not correct. I hope that you're getting that right. So the next part is, once that is in place, now we can start with this portion, the surplus. And the surplus, there's only 4 types of surpluses, if we really think about it, that we've got. The first one is time, which is a very, very limited resource. Tonight, by the end of tonight, this hour, 2 hours, gone. You'll never be able to get it back. Right. The second thing is, in terms of the energy and the effort that we start putting in. And this is why mentoring, I think, is so important, and why I got such a lot from having mentors, is they can speed this process up so that you do not do stuff that's going to keep you spinning your wheel the whole time. And the effort that you put in, this is where the Pareto principle comes in. Pareto, basically, for those of you that maybe you know it, maybe not, but Pareto saw that 80% of what we do is only going to give 20% of the result. And then he said, but what if we can only focus on the 20%? And then he discovered that that's going to give 80% result. And this is how we structured the Wealth Creators University. But we then went one step further in the method. We said, okay, let's take 20% of the 20%, which is 4%, and let's break the 80% down at 80%, which is 64. So we want to get the results as quickly as possible. Why? Because success breeds success. And the moment that you can start seeing that traction, it's a lot easier than to spend 80% of your time and you never see the results, which unfortunately 98%, 99% of South Africans and in the world, they will never be in a position to have a serious financial freedom when they retire. They will think that they've got it until they're there, and then they're going to find out, but it's not. Now, with the PowerGoal method, I broke it even down further, because I wanted, if you take 4% and 20% of 4% is 0.8%, And therefore 64%, 80% of 64% is something like, I think it's something like, what's it, 51%. Right. So I want to get the most traction, and that is why I literally condense that whole Wealth Creators University and the method. I condense with the Quantum Awakening literally in 8 lessons that would take 13 weeks, or would take the Wealth Creators Development Program in order to be able to understand. But you're going to understand more than enough in order to start this process. So it's crucial. And then, of course, we're going to look at stuff like your mindsets, which is crucial, and then also that thing that looks like a dollar sign, which is actually the skill sets and the competency. And that is your surplus. So what must I do with the surplus? I must take action. Unless I take action, nothing is going to work, because that surplus is going to waste. If you don't do anything with time or with money, it's wasting, right? So there are two types of action that I think that we should take note of. The action that everyone is doing, that 80% that's only going to give us 20%, we call that opportunity seekers, or the conventional way. And then there's the wealth creators that says, okay, let's look at what is that 20%. And this is what this book is about. What is the 20% that's going to give us 80% of the result? And that's the type of action that we need to take on. Now, on what do we need to take the action on? We need to take the action on leveraging ourselves, that portion. So we need to take action by leveraging our limited resources, which is our time, effort, mindset, and skills. That is what it means. And there's something else that I want to bring to you. You'll hear that people say, yeah, but you have to take risk. I'm telling you that you never have to take risk. Warren Buffett defines a risk, financial risk, as the ability to lose capital. Why on earth do you want to take risk? It's only because the system tells you to take risk that you're going to take risk, and that's why people lose. But if you start a business with nothing, or with $1 or with a rand or 34 rands, right, and you did not give any security, how can you lose anything? So I really want you tonight to change your mindsets and to change it completely around, because this, what the system is teaching you, is a lot of nonsense. And that is the reason why people suffer. And that is why people do not get ahead in life. But you have to take action, and you have to start working. And the leverage, there's two types of leverage. There's the internal, which is the mindsets and the belief systems and the attitude. But then there's the external, which is the resources that we've got, like capital, and like the human resources, where we can start using other people and stuff like that. But it's all of these are skills. No one is born as a wealth creator, just like no one is born as a, let's call it a financial planner or a CA or a plumber. You have to learn that stuff. And this is what people don't get when it comes to business and stuff. And then we're going to measure the results. Now, I hope that you can see here that the results is actually, we include everything. And there's a very, very important part that I want to bring to you. Now, I know tonight, I don't think that you actually signed up for this. You thought that it's going to be easy. It's work, because that result, unless you can measure it, you can't manage it. Now, there's something else that is important. I guarantee you, except for my students, who knows what their financial freedom growth rate is? I can tell you that in the world, less than 0.001% will know what their financial freedom growth rate is, and what their investment growth rate is. And unless your investment growth rate is more than your financial freedom, you'll never be financially free. But this basic stuff, they do not teach it at school. So that results, if that is better than that, we can move on. If it's not better than that, we know that there's a dysfunctional problem, that we haven't got the skills, because we need to get the right information, right order for the level of the game that we're at, and then we have to do it. Can you see where we're going with this? And unfortunately, this thing that it's easy to become rich, it's a myth. Once you know how, then it's like this. But to get there, we first have to let go of all these belief systems that we've got. And this is why I think what I'm bringing to you is so important. And once the result is there, now we can accelerate. And the reason why we want to accelerate, and this is with all the challenges, why wait 20 years to make 10 million if you can make it in a year? Why wait 2 years and and 20 years to pay off your bond, if you can work for 1 year, get the bond, no debt. Right. So we are working against ourselves simply because we do not understand this basic formula and how to apply the formula in terms of a sequence. And this is what we do here at the Wealth Creators Method. Right. So I hope that you got something there. I can break it down even further, and that is that your intent equals your focus. So what on earth do I mean with your intent equals your focus? You see, that you focus on, is that what you're going to do every day? So if you want to make money, but you do not focus on doing the stuff that you need to do in order to make the money, you'll never have the money simply because your belief system is going to keep you from manifesting your intent. You have to do it in such a way that your subconscious mind starts helping you. Now, here's something else. I can tell you exactly what you're focusing on by having a look at what you do during the day. Because what you do during the day, if we reverse this formula, whatever you focus on is what you're getting. In other words, your intent is the manifestation of that you focus on. There's no rocket science to all of this. It's plain logic, but people do not go through the motions to figure out, but why is this stuff so important and why is this stuff so potent? Right. So this portion, I would say, is 95 to 98% of your success. Depends on your intent and your belief system. And that's why I want you to go for, if you haven't got it, and I see a lot of you already have got it, and that is to go for the PowerGoal method. Start with the quantum awakening. From there, set your power goal by following the book and the workbook and the Excel spreadsheets and the cheat sheets. Then go to the power game to internalize that, decide what you want to do. And then, of course, in the community, I'm giving additional information to help you. And then go for the 91 Perfect Days Challenge, where you're going to incorporate. And that is the most important thing that I can do. Now, a question that I'm getting on a regular basis, and let me quickly go and have a look at what you people are saying before we continue. Bram, layman's terms, that's what I wanted to do. Mariana, I can't see the screen. I hope that I picked that up, and thank you. A lockdown is hampering everyone in these tiring times, says Bram. I agree. Yes, my intent, level 3, to reach my financial reach level, passive income times 3 times standard. It's simply because you're a method student. Rudy, spot on. You go. Thank you, Bram, for that. Fantastic, Rudy. Don't stop until you've got it. Daryl, quantum awakening is incredible or awesome. I will, says Rudy, I'm busy with 180-degree honors. One day at a time. That's the way to do it. Thank you. Right. Manuela, I think that is a financial freedom growth rate. It's 68. I love that. Marianne, no idea. And this is why, Marianne, very important that you do this. Rudy, my financial freedom, 58.72%. My IGR, investment growth rate, is higher. I'm on track. Great. Learning to become an alchemist. Thanks, Honest. And this is the ultimate, Honest is the ultimate alchemist. So I can strongly thank you for that. Right. So I think let's continue. So the question is, what about my students? Well, I think that my students actually said that themselves. So they know what they're doing, and I can see that basically they are outperforming that they need to do, which is great. But there's one person that I'd like to introduce you to. If I can, let me quickly see if I can get there quickly. Right. And this is JP and his wife. And I'll tell you why. Because in the beginning, in March 29, this is what he wrote in the From Startup to Income. I think that's where he wrote this. And he started looking at the formula for riches again. Now, JP's been a student of mine. He's also a Wealth Creators Method student, a mentoring student. So he's been doing it now for I think it's 4 years going. And the success that he had is incredible. But here he comes, and basically he says that go back to the formula. And as you can see here, he's doing a lot of work. He's not just reading the book. And this is why I'm bringing this to you, simply because I saw it on Facebook and I thought, flip, JP is helping a lot of people. And then he said, we can watch social media, but at the end of the lockdown, where will you be? And during that time, I think one of the problems that he had was because he's heavily into property. He thought that maybe the property market is going to crash, but he was serious about getting to his goal. So he decided that he's going to do something about it. That was on the 29th of March. And he started it from startup to income. And on the 17th of June, this is what he posted. He made a 4,999 Rand. We can say 4,500 Rand that he made. But then he had a problem because from startup to income, now he's got the income. What now? So he said, okay, but what now? And then I came in and I said, okay, I'll give you a couple of tips. And that basically start a whole new conversation between JP and myself. And I thought, let me show him how to get to 1,000% on the 4,500 Rand over a period of time. So my challenge basically is to help JP to get to 1,000% growth. So here's a question. Who would like to join this process? Because we decided that we're going to document this, put it on YouTube, and then you guys can follow. And of course, those in the method, we're going to go a lot deeper into it because you've got access to all the courses and you'll know what he's busy doing. And you can ask questions there to show you what he's doing. But for the average person, I think this is an incredible way to start seeing what wealth creators do and what they think and how they think and why they get this phenomenal result. Right. So Manuela says yes, and Jennifer, me please, and Daryl, me and Johnny, yes please. Okay. So if you give me a 4, okay, it must be a 4. So even if you say yes me, give me a 4 because then afterwards it's easier for me and my team to go back and make sure, because we've started something, but I've said to JP, let's first test the market to see if they want something before we really start putting in the time. And I can tell you that we are going to do something. So I see there's a lot of yeses. Right. Now, we are, as I've said, we are recording it. There, the fours are coming fast and furious. Thank you for that. And this is the result so far. So from the 17th of June till the 23rd, on the 23rd, the next deal was there is 100% growth. Right. On the 28th, another deal is there, 200% growth. So I assume that my job sorry, you can't see the screen. So let me go back to the screen. Right. So let me just take you through. So recording the process, that's 100% growth. All of this is documented, and a lot of you are on the from startup to income. You'll see this, and then there's the 200%. So he only needs another 800% to go to, and I think that he's going to make it because he's actually doing whatever I'm telling you. And you've already said and gave me the 4. Thank you, Rian and Francois and LJ and Francois and Douglas, and Lincoln. I think Link is Lincoln. Right. So in the Wealth Creators Method mentoring portal, I'm going to do, between JP and myself, we're going to do something funny because I'm going to show people by managing risk. Instead of just getting 1,000%, we're going to get more than 10,000%. Right. It's incredible what knowledge can do. And if you've got those skills. And I know that JP's got the skills, and I know that other people are busy with this process, that they've got the skills. And by the way, there are students that have done phenomenal, like Rudy said, something like 500,000% growth already. Lara, I think, is running through 3 million. Netta, I think, is also at 800,000%. I think JP in one of the other ventures, he's over 3 million% growth. So it's incredible the moment that you've got that knowledge, and this is what I'm trying to bring to you. It's really important that we have to put in. There's something else that I put in, and this is, I think, why we're doing what we're doing tonight. And this is, I've invited my students, and I said, to start a business or an investment is actually easy. I think most of you have received this email where I said that you can start making money literally within 30 minutes. The start process to do it without money or products or business idea or website or web hosting or special gifts or talents or anything like that. You don't need money, and you can do it literally within 30 minutes. So the question that I've asked myself, basically in the beginning of this coronavirus, I've done a lot of scores from startup to income. And while I'm doing this, I thought, but what if I've lost everything? Because there's people that they've lost their job, they've lost their business. What are they going to do? So if I can survive like a month or two, I like to work in 91-day period. So if I can, what can I do within 91 days to be back on my feet, at least to start generating enough income so that I can carry on? And let's assume that my industry closed down. So I had to learn new skills. I had to learn new systems. If I had to start all over again, right, and do it from scratch, and even have to learn skills. We think that you have to go to university in order to get this. That's nonsense. You can learn a skill over the weekend. I'm busy with Facebook in terms of affiliate marketing. I'm busy with affiliate marketing. I've never done it before. It's a new industry. I'm busy with YouTube marketing for Facebook marketing, and the results are spectacular. Maybe I'll give you a little bit of that. So can I show you by far, let me get the slide up so that you can see. Can I show you by what is by far the best and the simplest way to make money online? And if you want to, just give me a 5. So if I see a couple of 5s, I've actually told you already, but I'm going to show you in any case, because maybe there are people afterwards that comes on that's never listened to this or it's new to them, so that I can make sure that they're going to get a link in order to be able to do it. So if I'm getting a 5 or a couple of 5s, then I know that I can. There they are coming. Salvin and Johnny and Martin and Netta and Rian and Sigmund. Thank you for that, and thank you for participating. And Charles and Daryl and Peter, great, and Doug. Okay, that's it. And Mickey, I struggled to log in to the chat, but now you're there. Lebu and Francois, and okay, I'm going to carry on, and then let's see what's next. I need to get up. So. And now you can tap basically into it right now. You don't need the email list and the website, and you don't need a huge budget to start. In fact, if you're a wealth creator, you start nothing. You don't need to come with your own product. You don't need to deal with customers. You don't need to worry about inventory. You don't need to worry about writing emails or advertising. You don't have to sell. You don't have to do webinars or seminars, and you can start a multi-million-dollar business in less than a day. So do you want to learn how to do this yourself? And as I've said, I see the 5s are coming in fast and furious, and for that reason. So let me show you. Let me show you in real life how simple this is. You know, we try to make things complicated. Remember, I've said our job is to take the 20%, 80%, and then break that down to 4% that's going to give 64%, and then even further down to go for the 0.8% that's going to give us a 51% result. So if we can get a 51% result, it means that we are basically going to pass. But the main thing is, in terms of money, that means that we are outperforming 80% of the people that's going to spend their whole life trying to figure this out, the 80%, and that's only going to get a 20%. Now, 20% is a solid failure. Even in the new South Africa, I think nowadays you only need 30%. But 20% is still, it's a failure, right? For that reason, don't you think it's worth your while to try to make things as simple as possible? Start getting the hang of it. The moment that you see that you can do it, then go for the 4%, and put more time in. But it's useless to put in 80% of your effort for a 20% result. I hope that you're going to agree with me, at least on that one. So we say, let me show you how to do this. And the way that I want to do this is I want to go to Google Times. So now I need to switch over, and I hope that I'm going to get it right. I'm going to go to a presentation, and I need to let me see where I am at the moment. That's not what I want. Just a moment. Let me get back. I want to show you that. And in order for me to do that, I need to first go here and then go to there and then do that. Okay, so we can see it's 1954. And let me get and do this presentation. I'm not going to pay any attention to you right now. I just want to see how quickly we can start a new business. Let me show you how powerful affiliate marketing is. This is a page that I want people to refer to so that I can start getting commission. I'm going to log into my Wealth Creators affiliate account. That is, of course, on condition that you've registered it, which is for free, and I'll give you a link so that you can do that. Once you're registered, then you log into your account. You go to custom tracking links, alternate income page links. I'm going to override that and click in the whole link, create my link. There's the link. I'm going to grab this link, copy, and now here's the trick. Whenever I send this via email or on Facebook to my friend, and he clicks on that, you see that link at the moment is going to change as soon as I enter back into a normal link. But the moment that he then fills in, let's do this. I'm going to fill it in as if I'm my friend. I'm going to use a fictitious email address. Say, Zannes, get your copy now. Now he becomes my client. Well, it says verify your submission, so I have to do that. The trick here is, of course, he will not receive that book unless he gave us the right email address, okay? And then this is a process that starts where we're going to upsell him to the PowerGoal method. There's a timer, so for the first couple of minutes, you will not see that there's an upsell actually unless you scroll down, and that is literally how fast that is. Right, so I think you've got it. I just want to get back. This mouse is working against me at the moment. Let me get back and 54, 57. So we can say 3 minutes. And literally within 3 minutes, I've started a business. Right now, there's of course a little small process. I'm going to take you through the process to show you there's nothing to it. But the moment that I've got the intent, JP said to me while we were busy with this, he said to me he was postponing and thinking and all these resistors coming to him, he can't do it, and what is his friends going to say, and you know, and he's going to lose friends, and I don't know what. We've got these funny stories that we tell. And then one morning at 3 o'clock, he woke up and he said, now I'm going to do it. And the moment that he said, let's go for it, guess what happened? The results are there. Immediate, like almost immediately. And this is what, but if you've got the tools and you've got the knowledge and and you apply according to this process that I'm teaching you and giving you, no, you can't actually see it. Yeah, you've seen it. Right. It is really, really powerful stuff. So let me get back to the PowerPoint presentation. And where am I? I need to change over here. I'm battling with this. So that is the Wealth Creators affiliate system. Now, this affiliate system is one of thousands of different systems. I've already showed you that. So what happened there? If you send the link and they subscribe, it's your client for the rest of your life. And this is something that we're doing at the method that very, very few other systems does. Is the moment that you're the first person to introduce that friend of yours or the Facebook or through your marketing process to us, and we start working with that person, and eventually that person does any upsell, you are going to get the affiliate commission. That person is locked into your system for life. In other words, if you're the first person, even if someone refers at the later stage, that person belongs to you and you're going to get the commission, right? Irrespective. You can even become enemies afterwards. The system says that's the way, because the first person that brings him in, that's the person that's entitled, because now we start working. It's no good that we warm him up and then 2 years down the line, someone else refer him, like most systems, and now he clicks. But we've already done all the work, but we couldn't have done the work if you did not bring that person to the party. So I hope that you understand why we do what we're doing. And then, of course, if the client buys a product, you are going to get the affiliate fee. Now, again, I'm saying this is the basics, but all affiliate systems, well, they're not as good as ours. I'll say this with the tongue in the cheek, but there are thousands of different ways where you can. I want to bring this concept to you, and if you think that this can help you and maybe can help other people, maybe it's something to consider. I'm not saying that you should do anything, or I'm not trying to sell you here. So this method is simply called affiliate marketing. And affiliate marketing, now that I started looking into it, is I think the fastest and the simplest and the best way to make money online, at least to start off with that 4% that we're talking about, or the 0.8% that's going to give the 51%. So what about the Wealth Creators affiliate system? How does it work? First of all, it's for free. In other words, I'm going to take you through the process right now. You can subscribe. If you want to have that, just let me know. It's going to be a 6. And if you want, if you haven't got it already, but if you want it, give me a 6, and I'm going to take you then. If I see a couple of 6s, I'm going to take you through the process to show you actually how simple this method is. There's nothing complicated to it. My mouse is giving me a little bit of a hard time at the moment, especially when I want to go there. Right, there we are. Let me see. Okay, there I see the 6s are coming in. Mariana and Martin and Netta and Mickey. Thank you for that. Okay, so the process that it works in Charlotte and Lebo and Johnny and Rian, great, great. And remember, if you're watching this at the later stage, participate. Just do the same. Daryl says he's already registered. I think some of the others are also registered, but let me go through it. So I'll give you the link, and then this is what you're going to fill in. It's normal stuff. This is sometimes a little bit tricky. If you do not have a PayPal, we will not pay you commission until you've got the PayPal. But in the meantime, to bypass the system, just put in your best email address there, right? Otherwise, the system is going to block you. And then you have to actually read through all of this stuff and click that you've read it, because otherwise the system again is going to stop you. And then read through the private policies. Tell us, where did you hear about this? Is it a personal referral, or how did you think? And this is very important, because you'll see just a little bit later on why this is important. So if you've done any of the courses that we are presenting and that we've presented since 2002, you simply write in and give us the latest one that you can remember. If you're a Wealth Creators Method mentoring student, please make sure that you tell us that you've done it, simply because we work on different levels. And then the security is that code that you're going to do, and then of course you're going to create your account. So it's actually a very, very simple process in order to get the ball going and to start with this process. And then give us like a day or 3, depending on the volume of people. You're going to get a notification. First of all, thank you. We've received this. And then as soon as you've got it, you're going to be locked in at the different levels. I'm going to explain that to you just now, so that you can start if you want to, and then we can continue. So what I need to do is to try to get back to my PowerPoint presentation, and let's see what's going to happen if I do that. Right. So that is the application form. Right. I've already done this, so we can run through this. Now, there's also incredible training. Even if you do want to do other affiliate marketing, then the way to do that will be simply, let's see if I can get there quickly again. Right, I need to log into the system. I'm going to log in quickly, and then there's all the training material, and then just go to the watch training videos, and there you'll see we update that. Start with the first one, and then the custom tracking and the tracking links. I know that Laura's busy changing this, and then welcome, and then banners. And as you can see, Laura's put in a lot of time and a lot of effort in order to make this as easy as possible for you to start off. And I think it's really incredible, valuable information that she's sharing there. So how does the affiliate fees work? We've got different levels. Quickly explain that to you. Level 1 is 10%. Level 2 is 20%. I'll explain that just now. Level 3 is 30%, and a level 4 at 45%. So how much money can you earn? Now, I'm not going to go to the Excel. Maybe I can. Why not? Let's see if I can. If I can't get there, uh, just give me a moment, please. Um, No, it's not going to work the way that I want it at this stage. I'm going to continue with this. This is not actually it looks like this spreadsheet, but it's not a spreadsheet. This is a PowerPoint presentation. So, for example, if you're at the 45% and a person buys the method at 35,000, this is a very, very special price that we are running up to the 15th or 16th of July this year. But the commission there is 15,930 rands that you're going to make, right? If you're at 10%, it's 3,500 rand. And I'll explain now why and when do you qualify for the different levels. On the Property Pro, depending on at the moment in the property, we're running also a special at 9,999, but the normal price is 14,000. As you can see, it's 1,450. But if you're at 45%, it's 6,000. There are, of course, terms and conditions. I'll get to that a little bit later on. And then the 10% is simply, let me explain that quickly to you so that you can. The 10% is if you've done nothing in the Wealth Creators University since 2000, you've never bought a product. You've got a lot of free stuff, but you've never bought, or you're brand new and it's the first time ever that you hear about this and you subscribe, you are locked in at 10%. But you have to register for the affiliate system. The 20% is if you are a student and you've bought a product, even if you got it on a Black Friday special. I think at one stage we sold 1,250 or 1,750 rand a product, the debt eradication course a couple of years ago for something like, I think it was 175 rands or 125 rand. Or you've bought this book, but you've paid, not the free version, you've paid like 300 and through ClickBank, or 325 rands, or $39, whatever you've paid. So the moment that you've paid, you lock yourself in, and that's why we said, tell us what is it that you bought so that we can check, and that is 20%. If you are on from startup to income, this is where this idea came from Lara's course. That is 30%. And if you're a Wealth Creators Method student, a mentoring student, you're at 45%. That's the way that it works. Okay, now I'm going to show you something. Remember, our job is to minimize the risk the whole time. We want to get the risk as low as possible. And the way that we do that, let me go back to the presentation. Let's say you're at free, and that means that you're going to get 10%. The cheapest product, if I can call it the cheapest product, is the method mentoring, the PowerGoal method, sorry, at the moment for 365. At 10%, that is 36 rands and 50 cents. Now, check here. If you divide that by 1, because it's cost you nothing, but we have to have a baseline, that is 3,650%. And this is exactly basically what JP is busy doing. But once you start, now you have to accelerate that. You know, 35 rand means nothing. But if you can do it a second and a third and a fourth time, then it starts adding up. And if you can, what I'm busy with him at the moment, on a baseline of 5,000 rand or 4,500, to get 1,000%, that is going to be like something at 50,000 rand. And then we're going to take 50,000, and he gave me his PowerGoal. I can tell you that before the end of this year, JP wants to have out of this affiliate marketing story income of at least 30,000 rand per month, a minimum of 30,000. And I know that he's going to get it, but where did it start? It started with that first 36 rand 50. It starts with the first brand. People want these big numbers, but they haven't got the competency to get the first deal. And if you make 36 rands and 50 cents, my friend, you are doing better than 98% of all affiliate marketers in the world. Because most people start, they've got these high dreams, and because they haven't got a system in place, and it's so difficult because you have to do the work. Yeah, we're going to do the work for you. All you have to do is to make sure that you're going to bring this person in. That is how powerful this stuff is. But this is only the beginning. So let's continue. Right, I've already explained the level allocations. I'm not going to go through that. So where do we start? We basically start with the power goals. I hope that you're going to upgrade to the 365. That's what the price is, specifically so that people can get in. And that's immediately going to let me get back to the PowerPoint presentation. So let me go slide up. Sorry, slide up. Right. No, I have to go up. Right. So start with the power goal, but try to upgrade as quickly as possible, because then you're already locked in. And really, for 365 to get 20% and get a couple of $1,000 additional, if you refer a person and he or she decides to buy at any stage, that's incredible. So what's my power goal? My power goal is before the 16th of July 2023 in affiliate marketing. And as I said, I'm brand new to this. I'm going to make more than 6 million in affiliate commissions, and starting with zero on the 1st of April. I actually only started about in the 15th of April. A couple of tips, or a pro tip that I want to give you, is that you don't get it until you get it. Right. And I want to tell you a very, very quick story, perhaps, in this. When I started my sales career, about a year and a half in the sales, or 2 years, there in Rustenburg, that's where I started. I started with Old Mutual. And this guy was head and shoulders above us. And for like 9 or 10 years, even longer. Remember, I've only been there like a year or two. But we had a function, and I went to him and I said to him, what is it and why is it? It does not look to me as if you're working any harder and putting more hours. You're doing exactly what I'm doing. You're selling policies and I'm selling policies, life insurance policies and products. But your income is 10 to 20 times more, maybe even more than that, than mine. And you're driving Mercedes 380s and G-Wagons and stay in this beautiful house with these lawns. And what's the difference? And he said to me something that I did not get. And there's a saying that you don't get it until you get it. And that's one of the reasons why I say to my students, go and read this several times. And so if you don't get it, you won't be able to do it. Right. So that's the proof that you get it or you don't get it. You can recite this verbatim to me, but if you can't do it, you can pass university, but if you can't do it, you can't do it. You don't get it. And he said to me, honest, the difference is I treat selling life insurance policies as a business, and you treat sales as a way to make money. Can I repeat it? So he said, I treat sales as my business, as a business, and you treat it as a way to make money. And 90% plus of affiliate marketers or people that start a business treat the business as a way to generate money. They don't treat it as a way to, to establish a business and form business practices. Right. That is crucial. And this is why this Groove Funnel story that I'm giving you for free, or that I gave you access, well, it's not my product. I'm an affiliate of it. But I think it's an incredible product if you understand how quickly you can build a business around that. Right. So let's get back to this. This to me was profound. And I only got that like almost a year or 2 years later when I got it, when my first serious mentor said exactly the same thing at that point in time. Right. So what's the difference between an ordinary and an extraordinary person in terms of a business? It's your attitude and your systems. And I can't stress this enough. Right. So what's your attitude got to do with all of this? Now, one thing that I can tell you, anything that we do here at the Wealth Creators University, it's not going to be for you if you want to get rich quick. Once you understand it, then it's easy to get rich, and you can get rich very quickly. But in the beginning, don't try to think that this is, go and do something else. You're not going to make it with that attitude. Your attitude needs to be, I'm going to put in the time and the effort that is necessary in order to understand this, to up my skills, and that may take time. And to some people, it may take longer than other people. The second thing is, if you don't want to put in the temps, the time and the effort in order to do this, it's not going to work for you. Anything, not only affiliate marketing, anything. And then the last one, if you give up at the slightest, my friend says I'm not good and he doesn't want me to make money or whatever, or I'm not good in, or I don't get this, or um, uh, I'm overwhelmed, and you give up, then forget about it. You're not going to be successful in any line of business. It is that tenacity, it's that that learn from my experiences. Of course, if you've got a mentor, it's going to be a lot faster. But your attitude plays an incredible role when you start with any business, right? So if you're still with us, let me quickly see. Well, I see I've lost no one. The previous time I've lost 2 or 3 people during the session, but tonight, and I'm thankful. I see there's a lot of comments. I'll come back to that. Daryl, a guy started with the PowerGoal last night, and I'm on page 40. Lights going on all over the place. I can see that in the feedback that you're giving us, Daryl. Great. George, hi, Nita, can you share the link to register? I've missed that, right? Help there, right, Charlotte, me too. We're going to give that to you at the later stage, so don't worry, but Neta and Lulu will do so. Right, perception is reality. You can also find the links in the description below the video. Right, I'll show you just now. I need, good to see you. Right, okay, right. So you're still with us, so let's continue. It's systems. And this is the reason why I think that this groove funnel thing is such, when I saw that, I knew that this is what I'm going to start doing because, up to now in business, it's the moment that you've got a system, it's easy to show people and easy to teach people. If you haven't got a system, it's almost like people don't, they want this systematic way of you do this and then you do that and then you do that and then you get that and then from there you work. And in the past, we had to build those systems. Now, with what Groove Funnels are busy doing at the moment it's incredible. Of course, if you download it, you're my affiliate. And if you want to really, but the free version is what I'm going to show you. And up to now, that's all that you need to start this. Of course, if you want to make 100,000 and 200 and a million, then you need to get the systems because 1 or 2 deals is not going to. JP, where he is at the moment, he doesn't need a system, but he's going to need the system as soon as he starts pumping 20 to 30,000 per month on a consistent basis. So that system is what it's all about, right? So and it's a free building system, and then you can grow that. In other words, if you grow your business, you can grow with this system. If you want, there are other systems as well. We can ClickFunnels is another system, brilliant system. But I see that this system is going to be the system of the future. So it's for free. And again, if you want that, I think we're now at what is it, 6 or 7? Right. So I think we're at 7. So if you haven't got the system, just let me know and I'll give you the link or show you where to find the link. That's a 7. And then I'm going to give it to you at a little bit later. I'm also going to give you a quick demonstration of that system. So system is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary when it comes to business, between trying to make money and building a business. Right. So a quick way is, like I've said, that is to go for the money. And the right way is to literally build a business. George, thank you for the 7. Daryl, 7. Martin, 7. We're going to make sure that you're going to get that. Guys, thank you for that. Mickey, 7. Thank you for that. Right. So, and the right way to do it is to build a database. Now, there are different, and we'll take you, depending on where you're going to do it, but we'll take you and educate you on the importance of that. So here's a question: how fast can you actually build a business system? And again, let's go and have a look. So now again, I need to go to this portion, and each and every time that I'm getting over to that portion, I'm not getting the results that I want for some crazy. Um, I just need to find out where I am. And let's go and look at Google time again, and that is was it 2020? So I'm going to start, and then um, I'll only talk to you when I'm done. So let me do this presentation, and let's see if it works. A couple of times it did not work, so just bear with me, please. So let me show you how to use GrooveFunnels, which is a free tool. There's a link that you can follow in order to get it. And I'm only going to use the free tool to show you how quickly and how fast you can really start another business. I've started this business like 4 weeks ago. So let me log in. You download it, you follow the link, and then you're going to get the app. I'm going to log in quickly. Right, I want to go directly to Groove Pages. I'll build a website to make money quickly. I'm going to say, let's start a new site. I'll use their template, so I'm not even going to bother with that. And I'll use this one. Select. Okay, now the way that I'll do it, a free video, double click on that to hide it. I think I want to make that font a little bit bigger, so I'm going to increase the size. I think that is more or less right. And then I'd like to make it bold, right? So done already, as you can see. I want to change this, so I'll hide that. I've prepared a text, and I'm going to say I've made completely free all that money. Get back there, paste that in. I feel happy with that. And then I'll change this video. This is a placeholder. Now, the video that I'm going to play, there are two ways to do it. I can use that little link, or if you just want to use any YouTube video, that is basically the way that you'll do it after the equal sign. And before that, I think they call it the ampersand. That portion is what you're going to grab. And then we'll go to configure. And the link that I want to put in this, let's see if it's going to work. I update it. It's the right link. So the last thing that I need to do is to change, and then I'd like to remove this. So I want to delete all of that. I'm going to confirm. That's gone. That's the way that I want. Let's save it just for in case. I need to change this, and the way to do that will simply to go to configure. I want to show me the free video. I'll keep that. I'll use this URL, and then I'm going to say, let's quickly grab this. I've built a bit.ly link. That is to direct it to GrooveFunnels. I'm going to copy that, come back, paste it there, say update, go to publish, and then I'm going to put in, that's not what I want. I'm going to put in lekker. It's an Afrikaans word for nice. Let's publish this. So it's saved. And now let's see if I click on that, what's going to happen. Okay, there we are. Let's see if it's playing.
Hi, it's Hannes, and
It does. Show me the free video. There we are. And as soon as I fill it in, I'm going to get.
Hi, I'm John Cornetta.
Let me stop it. Right, so that's the way that it works. Now, I want to show you something else. If I go to GrooveFunnels, that's not where I want to be. I'm going to redo this quickly. And then I'm going to go to the affiliate program. And by the way, you can do exactly the same thing. And this is the reason why I'm giving it to you. This is a business that I started less than, well, about a month ago. Groove Affiliate, click on that. And let's take the date. I think I've started in, when was it? about the 27th or the 24th. And today is the 30th. I say submit. That gives me $9,773 that I've made so far. So let's go and convert this. I'll put in the $9,773. How much money is that in rands? That is 169,550 rands by promoting something for free. So it is really, it's absolutely amazing. Right. So I think let's go and quickly check how long that took. That's 5 minutes, and I've played around a little bit. This is the power of affiliate marketing. Now, of course, I'm showing it, and it looks easy. But remember, in April, I started and I knew nothing about this. Now, to say that I knew nothing about it is perhaps not. I knew about affiliate marketing, but I've never paid attention. But I must tell you that I had some sales experience because in my previous life, that is actually what I've done. But on the internet, it's a million times easier. I used to knock on doors, right? Today you can get people to flock to you, and this is what I'm planning to do with JP to show him how he can explode that thing literally, because now that he's got the baseline, and it's no different to have 5,000 rand or 36 rands, right? It's no different because now you have to explode it, and to explode 36 is a lot easier than to explode 5,000, which is a lot easier than to explode 100,000 as an example. Right, but this is the it's phenomenal how easy it is, and yet we don't get it, right? But remember, it's going to take a little bit of effort and dedication, and please don't just give up. If you're part of the team, we will help you, and I think that you by now know, if you're part of the from startup or the method mentoring, that is our job. So let me see if I can get back to the PowerPoint presentation. Where are we? And then let's go for it. Right, so we've done that, and I think it was like 6 minutes. So the level of support on the systems on the level 1 and 2, we're not going to give any support. We simply do not have the time in order to do that. But on a level 3, we're going to share with you the templates that we are using generically for the PowerGoal, the formula for riches, and from startup to income. And then, of course, if you run other systems, you can do that by using that as a baseline, not our wording, but the basics. And then also, plus, we're going to give you the money making machine sales funnel. This 80 business autoresponder sequence. There's a thing on YouTube that I call the money making machine, and if you're part of this, we'll give that to you. At the level 4, the templates that you're going to get at level 3, and remember that's a 45% commission plus 4 sales funnels. I'm going to over the next year go into 4 major funnels. The first one is health and fitness. The second one, money and business. The third one, relationship. And the next one, do it yourself, like woodworking and stuff like that, and show you what we're going to do. Plus, we're going to give you the money making machine in each and every mega market. There's almost 320. Just one thing that I need you to understand. We haven't got this yet. We're only going to start in after the 16th of July. That is the next phase in my preparation. That is also, by the way, my birthday, and that is why we're working towards that. And that is also the end of we started on the 15th of April till the 15th of July, which is basically the 91-day cycle. Those people that's in the cycle. Right. So that's how it's going to work. And right. So who wants to learn how to build a money-making machine? What's it? It's now 8. So if you give me 8, I'm going to show you a link where to learn more about this money-making machine. Sigmund said, can I use your videos for my Facebook marketing with the Wealth Creators affiliate system? Of course you can. And that's what we're going to teach you, Sigmund. So you don't actually have to make videos and stuff like that. You simply refer people or invite them to listen. For example, like tonight, some of my students, some of you have already done that. And then there's also Sigmund Netta already said that. Daryl, training on GrooveFunnels functionality is in GrooveFunnels, or is there other training on GrooveFunnels that you give? We're going to show you how we use. They're not going to give you that 360. Let's call it the fuel. When you do the money making machine, you'll see I'm referring to the fuel. And there I see a lot of 8s, and some of the 8s are coming with hearts. Right, so that is incredible. I'm going to give you the link. That is from 0 to millions. Well, this was one of the. I'll give you the link just now. So let me give you a summary, and then let's see if there are questions and that I can answer. First of all, join the Wealth Creators system. I'm telling you the way that I think that you. By the way, you don't have to do anything, right? So join the Wealth Creators affiliate system as quickly as possible. Then make sure that you get your free book and that you start by reading chapters 5 and 10, and then decide what you're going to do and start to implement that. Then get your free ebook. But I would strongly suggest that you upgrade, because this is where the real understanding and the meat is going to come from the PowerGoal method. That, by the way, is only 365 Rand, plus immediately it upgrades you if you've done nothing before to 20%. And then the free business builder, we'll give you the link just now. And then start with it from startup to income and incorporate that immediately within this PowerGoal method. Okay, so go from the startup to income. We're going to include the PowerGoal method for the same exact price today. So that is basically a special deal. But I think before we get to the special deal, set a goal and take action. And this is what I want you to do. You know, at this stage, I think you've got basically two options. The first option, and now I know that this group is a special group, but most of the time, and we haven't got a lot of people on here tonight, but most of the time you're going to find that, especially when it's a big group, that the majority of people are going to do nothing. So if you do nothing with the information that you've got and that you've learned over the last hour or so, then guess what you're going to get? Well, I can tell you what you're going to get. You're going to get nothing. And then in 5 years from now on, you're still going to be exactly where you are right now. And some people don't get it. You know, that time is so crucial. Right. The second one is take a leap of faith. The best deal, I think, to start off with is to start with the from startup to income in for 30 days. Test drive that. We will give that to you risk free. In other words, you get all of this information. You'll set yourself up. You can start. There's a money back guarantee. The money back guarantee comes that you have to prove to us at least that you've done it. So don't get the course and then knowing that you're going to ask for a refund. When you get the course, you have to actually do it, because that's where the results are going to come in. And I know that you're not going to ask for a refund simply because of what has happened with our previous and current students. And then you'll find that yellow arrow points to, it should point, I'm going to show you where to find that link just now. Simply click on that as soon as possible and start with the process. In the event that you miss it, it's simply wealthcreatorsmethod.com /from startup. That's the link. But I'm going to help you, and we'll give it to you now. So the total value that's on offer here is 16,432. By now you know that's not what you're going to pay. The total price, if you enroll today with the method that goes with it, will be 1,997 Rand. And that's what everything that you're going to get. Again, the link, wealthcreatorsmethod.com /from startup, from startup, right? Or you can just type in, and perhaps this is a better way to do it, because then Lilo and Netta and even Laura will be able to get back to you. FSTI. So it's from startup to income, FSTI, in the chat box or in the comment box at a later stage if you don't find the link. And that is. So perhaps let me show you where to find the links that we've that we've referred to tonight. But to do that, I need to go back to what was it? Just let me get back to this. This mouse is making maracas. Okay. So if you go to the video, let's assume that this is the video. This is the wealth creators method. There you can see the comments. At the moment, you are more or less there's a lot of chats over there. So if you go to the wealth creators method and you click on show more, there you'll find all the links that we referred to tonight. And then if you scroll down a little bit further, you're going to get more links. And all these links, I promise you, are valuable, valuable, valuable links. So just make sure that you find the specific link. If you've got any problems whatsoever, you can simply in the comment just let me know, or Lilu, or we'll come back to you, or phone the office. Right? So I know that if you're serious, that is what you're going to do. You're going to phone the office. And that's why all my students now works with me for the last 18 years. Lilo Aneta, by the way, has been with me for longer than the 18 years. I inherited them when we traveled and came to Pretoria. They were with me basically forever. And I'm very thankful that they are loyal. And by the way, they are doing businesses, and like I've said, they are doing exceptionally well. So, and with that, I think the next thing that I can do is to start and say it's time for the question and the answer. So let me quickly see, Lilu, answer that. Daryl, right? Is that on how to use the video? Okay, the system buffered at the exact moment that Doc answered my question, right? Daryl, Netta answer, Manuel, JP, the link is not working. Is okay, that is a problem. Lilo, will you just check that on Netta and just make sure? Otherwise, Manuela will come back as quickly as possible to make. I've tried it and it worked for me, but maybe there was a problem. Lilo says, Manuel, it might be that your internet connection is working because it's working on my side. I've also tested it, Manuela, when I pasted when I did it, and it worked. Just try a little bit later on. And if it's still not working, just come back to Lilu, or you know where to find us. Right. And that is what I've got for you tonight. I hope that you found a lot of value. We're going to put this on if you know of friends that you think can do it. Before you refer them, make sure that you understand the affiliate. Go to register, and this link, use that as your affiliate link. So in our system, pull that link in, and then convert that. Use the bit.ly link. There's in the group. There's a where I show them in the community. I show people how to convert that to a bit.ly link. We will. I don't think it's in the portal at the moment, but it will be there. And then use that link and send it to people. You can also use it in Facebook. We are coming up with a fabulous game within the next week or two. You're going to enjoy that, and that game with this that you do is going to make your affiliate marketing just a lot easier. Right. Manuela says, thank you for such a valuable lesson. I really appreciate that. Right. Perhaps it's Safari failed to open the page. That's another thing. Try one of the other browsers, Manuela. We've seen it that it happens. Johnny says, thank you, Honest. As always, very insightful. Much appreciate. Blessing. Thank you. Blessings there as well. Right. And Lilu is working on my side. Okay, I think that is more or less what I wanted to tell you. But here's the trick. Please do not, please, this information, make sure that you do at least something. And the something is not just to go to JP, because that is just to look more. Do something where you can implement, where you can start with the process and make that commitment in terms of this formula, the first part, the intent, right? So I think it's in what is in chapter, there we are, right? So make sure that you start with the intent, and that the intent is not in terms of procrastination, I'll do it tomorrow and over a week. Put the intent in tomorrow, start giving feedback and say, I've done it. Now, most of you that's on here have already started, and I'm taking, well, I haven't got a hat, but let me take my hat off for you. And I see that you already start seeing the results. But keep to this, and thank you for listening and being involved in the community as well. I really appreciate that. Right. So Mariana says, thank you for the valuable lesson. I really appreciate it. Rudy says, and this is what's great to me, is that my old students keep on learning, and I'm learning all the time. So I appreciate it that you are learning all the time. Lebo says, thank you. I appreciate that. Martin, great learning curve every time. Thank you, Honest, and thank you, Martin, for being here. And grateful because you're willing to help, says Daryl. Right. Um, Right. So, Johnny, 10 for Roger that. Mickey, thank you, Honest. Great session. Thank you. And Daryl, thanks a million, Doc. And I can also say thanks a million. Please make sure that you follow that from startup, from 0 to million. There's a lot of value in that. And then a last thing, perhaps, the Groove Funnel, that special deal. You'll find that in the from startup to income. When you fuel the machine and the fueling, you're going to there. I'm going to show you the upsell as well as what I'm prepared to give you if you take that upsell. That is a special price, and I'm not sure when that is going to come to an end. I thought that it was the 15th of July, but I heard that people in the group start talking about on the 1st of July simply because Groove Funnels already achieved their goal that they've set out to achieve. So as quickly and as soon as possible, go and make sure that I'm not sure which one it is. Go for how to fuel your money-making machine. And pay very close attention. That deal, if that deal is gone, you'll never, ever see it again. And I will do everything in my power for you to be able to get that deal, because not only is it going to be a tremendous savings, but I'm going to add to some of you a lot of additional value. So I really want to thank you for your time and effort. Selvan says, as always, new to learn and to listen to you, Honest. And he gives me a lacquer, it looks like a couple of golden cups there. And Adrian, many thanks, Honest. Learned a great deal. Blessings. And I like that, Adrian, that Honest, that's my honorary title. The worms should be in capital letters. Okay, but that is just a joke. So thank you very much for your time. I'm going to post this as soon as possible. And then if you want to redo it. And then the last thing, I've said it already, but please make sure that you go and check that Groove Funnel. That deal is not going to be there for much longer. A lot of you have already taken up. Congratulations. And the value that I'm going to add on top of that Groove Funnels is going to add will be tremendous as a method student. So with that, cheers, and I hope to see you soon.